Today, we're talking about a film that messed me up in a way that's hard to explain. Not because it's bad, not because it's violent, but because halfway through, I caught myself thinking, wait, why is this happening? Is anyone else seeing this? Today we're diving into Leon, the Professional, a movie that is equal parts masterpiece and major moral gray area. You might love it, you might hate it, you might just feel weirdly gross after watching it. Let's get into it. Okay, quick recap. Leon the Professional came out in 1994, back when action thrillers were gritty, emotional, and occasionally ethically questionable. It tells the story of Matilda, a 12-year-old girl played by a phenomenal young Natalie Portman, whose family gets wiped out by a crooked DEA agent. That agent, by the way, is played by Gary Oldman, in full I haven't blinked in 3 days mode. Matilda is taken in by Leon, a quiet, plant-loving hitman played by Jean Reno, and they form this bond. At first, you think, cool, found family. He's teaching her how to survive. And then suddenly, she's calling him her lover, and yeah, I wish I was joking. Here's where things start to feel less like a movie and more like a red flag museum. Matilda, a 12-year-old girl, says she's in love with Leon. She even tries to seduce him in one scene. Now Leon, bless his emotionally repressed heart, doesn't act on it. He shuts it down. Thank God. But the fact that the movie went there at all makes you want to pause and ask, whose idea was this? Yes, the film hints that Matilda's feelings come from trauma, loss, and confusion. She's trying to process grief in the only way she knows how, but that doesn't make the tension any less uncomfortable. And the way some scenes are framed, let's just say, this wasn't shot like a purely father-daughter bond. It feels like someone behind the camera was a little too interested in the dynamic. Okay, let's talk about the director, Luc Besson, because this is where the discomfort turns into straight up alarm bells. Besson began a relationship with actress Mai Wen when she was just 12 years old. By 15, she was pregnant. By 16, married to him. And according to interviews, Matilda's character was inspired by that relationship. So essentially, Besson wasn't writing fiction. He was writing his story and framing it as a tender, tragic love story between a hitman and a child. Worse, Besson originally wanted the film to be more explicit, as in raunchier. Thankfully, producers intervened and we got the toned down version. But if you ever watch the international cut, yeah, those edits didn't catch everything. This isn't just artistic discomfort. It feels like a thinly veiled attempt to romanticize something deeply wrong. And once you know that, it's impossible to unsee. Now here's where things get weird, because despite all this, Leon the Professional is a good movie. Yeah, I know. That's what makes it worse. It's beautifully shot. The cinematography is stunning. Natalie Portman, absolutely brilliant. Jean Reno's quiet vulnerability, chef's kiss. Even Gary Oldman, he's basically a cartoon villain with a prescription drug problem, and somehow it works. This could have been a powerful story about protection, trauma, and unconventional mentorship. But Besson laced it with so much questionable intent that it poisons the entire narrative. It's like baking the world's best cake and then telling people you stirred it with your toe. Still impressive, but I'm not eating it. So, is Leon the Professional worth watching? Sure, if you're ready to feel like you need to take a shower afterwards. It's well made, well acted, and emotionally impactful. But with everything we know about Besson, it's hard to separate the film from his personal, let's call them creative choices, and move on. What about you? Have you seen Leon? Does knowing the backstory change how you feel about it? Can good art come from a morally messed up place?